What's up, guys? This is my second YouTube video. I hope you guys had a good day. I want to be consistent with you guys. I'm not trying to get famous here, but I really just I want to join in on this info war that we're having. You know, anytime I log on to X or YouTube, I can literally see the algorithm targeting me and trying to change my perspective. And even recently, you know, like I've been looking into the Council of Nicaea and how they pretty much, they didn't create the Bible, but they created they put the Bible together. They canonized it. And so when you look at that, you say the Roman Empire created the Bible. Constantine created the Bible. I mean, was he trying to get ahead of Christianity because it was actually becoming too big and he had to get ahead of it? Or like right now I'm starting to question, did he create it? God forgive me for even asking that. Like I said, I want to know the truth, and I know God is real because I've experienced God in my personal life many times, and so I don't question whether God is real or not, but I just question whether the story they tell us is real. It's neither here nor there. I say that to say the algorithm is targeting all of us, and I have been questioning what we were taught recently, and I see the algorithm as just feeding me, and they weaponize it, and they see where you're leaning, and they try to steer you in a certain direction. And so we have to be careful getting on the internet. And like I said, that's really the whole reason why I'm on here. I'm not trying to get famous, I promise you that. And I'm not trying to get rich, because my opinions and my views aren't going to get me rich, I promise you that. If I wake people up, that's my goal here. I want to wake people up, especially the Trump supporters. The Trump supporters, I mean, where do you even start? This guy, right now, a lot of Christians believe that Donald Trump is the antichrist because he was born on a blood moon. His mother's name was something Christ. Baron Trump in the book about him. So many things about Donald Trump. So many things that could make somebody think that he's chosen by God, or whether he's the Antichrist. And unfortunately, a lot of Christians are deceived and think that he's a good guy and he's trying to make America great again. And that's so far from the truth. You have to be asleep to believe that. That is ridiculous. If you really think Donald Trump is for us, I'm sorry, but I believe all your credibility is out the window. And I don't even want to. I'll listen to you, but I'm telling you, if you still support Donald Trump, you are manipulated, unfortunately. I mean, the dude, he's got 26 sexual assault cases he's got 26 accusations against him. And that's just accusations. That's not even what probably really did happen. You know, that's just public information. And this stretches all the way back to the 1980s. Okay? He's a serial molester. He is. Okay? We look into, I mean, many things, like the fact that he said in the 2015, it was on C-SPAN, it was the Family Summit, he said, they asked him, you're running as a Christian president, do you believe in Jesus, and do you ask God for forgiveness? He said, I don't think I've ever sinned, so no, I don't ask for forgiveness, I just try to do better, is what he said. To me, whenever I read the Bible, that's something that the Antichrist would say, is that he's never sinned and therefore doesn't need forgiveness. Okay? I mean, just the other day, they asked Donald Trump if he said, no, I don't think I'm going to heaven. I'm just kind of enjoying it up here in the clouds on this plane. Now, to me, that has a lot of... To me, it resembles literally the words of Lucifer. What did he say? I will ascend above the clouds. And to me, like Donald Trump, whenever he said that, it just... That was the first thing I thought was, didn't Lucifer talk about how he was going to be in the clouds? And, like... Anyways... Not to mention all the posts they post of him off of his official account, where they're posting him with devil horns. Anyways, I think they truly do want us to believe that he is the Antichrist. I think, this whole rapture theology and end times eschatology, many people believe that we are in the end times, and I do believe we are too. But I don't think I think they want us to believe Donald Trump is the Antichrist, but I don't think he is actually the Antichrist. I think we have to look deeper. Okay? I had mentioned yesterday that Bar Jesus is the 666th mention. Okay? And that the Vatican, the Vicar, Son of God in Latin, if you translate that, it equals 666. www equals 666. The monster logo. CERN, their logo. There's so many 666s, okay? But, I mean, and even this is just a little side note here. Donald Trump, you can look up another video where he's talking about, we need the digital ID, like he said, and we're gonna have it on land, air, and sea. Donald Trump, he's a big supporter of the digital ID, okay? But one thing I want to point out, with Bar Jesus being the 666th mention, it kind of tells us that the Antichrist could be a fake Jesus. And who is one of the biggest religions of Jesus today? Is the Catholic Church. The Vicar, Son of God. That also equals 666. Okay. Now if we're going to unpack that a little bit, we just look at the Vatican just, 2-3 days ago, they just let Islam have a room of prayer in the Vatican House, at the Vatican. Now Muslims are praying, and they openly tell everybody about it. They've probably been praying there a long time before, but now it's open and in the public. Okay. The Bible says that the Antichrist, the man of lawlessness, will not have love for women. And what is one of the main points of being a priest is that you cannot marry and you cannot have sexual relations or anything like that. We all know that they do with, not legally or anything like that, but they still do. But out in the open, they don't entertain women or anything like that. Okay. The Catholic Church. We have to realize that the Pope that we see isn't actually the guy pulling the strings. Like right now, Pope Leo from Chicago is the first Jesuit American Pope. Okay. But we have to realize that, and while there's tons to unpack from him, he's the white Pope. Most people don't even realize that there's a black Pope and there's a gray Pope. Okay? And the gray Pope is the guy that really pulls the strings. Okay? And people like Nick Fuentes, who think they're speaking out against, and everybody's looking at Israel right now. We have to realize that maybe, are we being deceived? Is there some figure in the shadow that's laughing as we all focus all of our attention on this one? Also, it's basically a feather on the evil phoenix that they have, Israel and the Kabbalah is, but are they actually the beast? I don't believe so. I think the Catholic Church is the beast. And I think they basically represent Bar Jesus, and they represent the beast, the harlot, That's why they wear purple. You know, it's literally blood. That's what purple represents. They've shed a lot of blood, the Catholic Church has. And most people look at the religion of Christianity and say, how can you believe when y'all have done this, atrocities? And they're right. But you have to understand, Catholicism isn't Jesus. Catholicism is a hijacking of Jesus. But the fact that the Council of Nicaea, that they canonicized the Bible, it's really... I try to have faith, but I'm questioning right now. I'm really struggling. I'm battling. I still pray every day, but I'm like, God, something's not right here. And I just want to know the truth. And to all you guys supporting Donald Trump, you're being deceived. And he's not a good guy. He's not. And people will... You can show them... You could probably show them a video of Donald Trump doing something bad from the Epstein files, you know? Why are we doing everything Israel says? Well, our commander-in-chief is compromised. You don't think so? Yeah. If you don't think that, well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm